But it's not like you don't learn valuable things. You do learn valuable things. So
Okay, the next point is interesting. It says she offers you she offers a family for you to join. So yeah, because kurera vana hakusi easy. Wautongosvika atone 12 years akatopedzwa madiapers kudhara autokuti daddy, you get it?
Right.
I am you my obey. Kutendere murume
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gota Men's Issues, and my name is Lawrence Mazenge, and going forward I'm going to be having very powerful young people, vivacious about men's issues, that are going to be panelists helping me out. And as you know very well, our program other days and other weeks we are going to be having guests, but I'm no longer going to be a single panelist going forward on programs that we're going to be having panelists. It's going to be me speaking to the two gentlemen here that I'm going to introduce you to. But as you know very well about our program, we deal with men's issues. Anything pertaining to men. So this is what we are simply going to be talking about each and every day. And on our panelists here, we've got Kudzi here, who is going to be here with us. And as you can see his face, he's ready to help men out. He's ready to make sure that men are receiving what they deserve in terms of this life. Because what we always say is there are so many platforms that deal with women's issues, but there are no platforms that deal with men's issues. We also have got Sibanda over there in a green cap. He is also going to be helping us as a panelist. And as I said, we are going to be bringing in guests each and every time and again. And it is up to you, ladies and gentlemen, to decide which topics you want us to discuss. But we've got other topics that are lined up every day and every time. So it's your platform, and it's you who is going to tell us what to say. If you have anything that you want us to discuss, please come into the comment section. And moving forward, we are not going to be broadcasting our program on Facebook, but we are now going to be broadcasting it on YouTube. We'll just be putting highlights on Facebook. So come to our YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, and make a comment. So we have got a topic that we are going to look at today. I've already introduced the panelists that we have, but our topic today is on the single mothers stereotyping. And we are asking the question, is it wrong for a man to marry a single mother? I think it's going to be a very interesting topic today, looking at what is happening on the social media concerning the issue of one of our heroes, the late Oliver Kudzi. He is not going to be the center of our discussion, but I think our timing is very right on this topic because of what is happening with his family after his departure. But we are going to be looking at the stereotyping of single mothers. That is what we are going to be looking at. But before I look at the topic, I'm probably just going to ask the two gentlemen here to introduce themselves and speak to us so that you can hear them, you can hear their voices, so that once we move, you are familiar with them. I'll start with you, Kudzi. Introduce yourself. I don't know what you're going to say. If you are married, you tell them you are married. If you have kids, you tell them you have kids. If you have two wives, you tell them you have two wives. Whatever you have, you just tell them. Over to you.
Hello everyone. My name is Kudzvuramoto. I am very, very, very married, and I have two children. I am excited for us to sit together and discuss about how us men can grow and how all of us can help each other in this environment that we're living in, in this society that we're in today.
Hi everyone, my name is Sibanda. I am also married as well. No children yet, but hopefully soon by the grace of God. We thank you. I want to say thank you to Lawrence for this opportunity that he has given us, and this platform, opening this platform to help men with issues that they face from day to day. As we all know that men go through a lot, and a lot of suicide actually from men. So this is actually a good platform for us to to talk about issues and see how we can help each other as men. So looking forward to having this conversation, and like Lawrence said, it's going to be an interesting one. So stay tuned and hope you have a good time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. So, Mavanzwa, Wakubana. So, in this program, gentlemen, feel free to use the language that just comes into your head. Ipapo, if Ndebele comes, use Ndebele. Vasinganzo Ndebele vachaona zvokuita. If Shona comes, use Shona. Vasinganzo go Shona nongaizoona zvokuita. If English comes, use English as well. So we are at liberty to use the three main languages in Zimbabwe. That's Ndebele, Shona, and English. So we have looked at various topics from before. I just want you to go on our YouTube channel or even our Facebook page, but I think it will be easier on our YouTube channel. We have looked at the topic of disciplining children. We had an expert in that area. We discussed a lot of stuff about that. We have looked at the topic of, I think it was fertility. We had an expert in that area as well. We have also looked at the topic of budgeting and monetary issues, where Padai Bunzambunzo Timariangwa is Kukwana, Ndoita says Sababa, we had an economist who came and helped us, and various other topics that we have looked at. You can go back to our YouTube channel, subscribe, and then you look at those. But today, we are looking at the topic of single mothers stereotyping. And the question is it wrong for a man to marry a single mother? The reason why we have come up with this topic is because there is a lot of stereotyping that is happening when it comes to single mothers. A lot of people are saying a lot of things when it comes to single mothers. But we are just going to discuss and look at it probably as a case study, because there is a woman called Diane Masinde who came up with advantages and disadvantages of marrying a single mother, and we are going to be looking at this topic from the direction of the points that she actually gave us. But the gentleman that I have here are also going to be helping me up, and we are going to be looking at whether the points are valid or not. You, ladies and gentlemen, who are watching, you can get into the comment section and say whatever you feel and say whatever you want to say. If you have anyone whom you want to invite, either a single mother or a person who has got the passion for single mothers, as Batsira to dissect this topic, we'll be very happy for that person to come. Just write in the comment section and give us the person that you feel. So when we look at single mothers, a lot of people are giving stereotypes on single mothers. Some people are saying it's a no-no. Marrying a single mother is a no-no. You are not supposed to marry a single mother because of various challenges. But I would prefer to start from the positive side of things. Hopefully, we are going to be able to exhaust all the points that we have and see how it goes. So, according to Diane here, gentlemen, Diane is saying that the advantages of marrying a single mother, the first advantage that she's giving us is that the love of a single mother is tested. That's the first advantage of marrying a single mother. And she is saying if she passes the test of being a loving single mother, she will definitely make a loving wife and lover. So I don't know what you guys think.
When she says tested by who? Who are we saying is testing this love?
She says here if she passes the test of being a loving single mother, so tested by her child or her children. So she's saying if the fact that she loves her children and she has got a tested love already, then she probably is going to translate that love she has for the children to you as a man if you marry her.
Well, one thing that I think we need to be aware as a man who is going into a relationship, the love that you give to your child or the love that you give to your daughter or your love is very different from the love that you give to your husband. These are two different loves. Yeah, if you're married and if you have children, you understand that this is two different loves. Yeah, the way you love your wife, the way you love your children. So if she's saying your love is tested, she has been tested on how to love children, but not on how to love husbands. Okay. So the two are not comparable. You cannot compare the two. To say so in as much as maybe she's saying it in a case that says that a capacity for love. Yeah, everyone has capacity for love.
Okay, all right. What if we say she's tested in the sense kuti akatombopinda mumba akabuda, so kubuda kwaakaita iye zvinezvi akunzwisisa kuti mudzima haipika iri, so she's saying if I get into marriage right now, whatever mistakes that I made in the past, I'm not going to repeat them. I'm going to value my husband, and I'm going to be doing whatsoever it is that makes me be a cherishable wife. Probably, let's put the children aside because Diane is not here. I'm probably going to look for her and bring her here so that she can explain to us on the platform. But I'm saying, let's say the children is not practical. She's tested because of the children. What if we say she's tested because she has already been into a marriage and she's now out? What do you think about that?
Okay. So, for me personally, I think we cannot say that because she has been married and she has learned from her mistakes, she's now trying to correct them into the new relationship. Because what happens is, as men, we all want to be loved in different ways. So whatever experiences she had with her ex cannot be brought into the new relationship. So she has to know the new person, as an individual, not coming to say because I'm correcting what my ex did. Now I'm fixing all those mistakes that I've seen in the past relationship, and I'm trying to fix everything coming into this new one. Because what if we won't have the same problems that you had with your ex? Do you get what I mean? So I think having a reference point when you are trying to move on is something that can create problems, because now it will lead to, can I say comparisons, or I don't know what I can say. But my word of advice would be, okay, when this woman, because we have already established that she can love, yes, she can love, she has a lot of love, but when she's moving on to a new relationship, let her start from a fresh page, not to use, I don't know, that's my opinion.
You know what, I'm actually going to give her the benefit of that. Because I think if you have been married, if you have been in a relationship, and then it hasn't worked out, and you're then now moving on to another relationship, another marriage, you are naturally at an advantage. Right? Because you have seen, you have learned, you have all these things. So you have an advantage over people who've actually never been married. So the things that affect people generally in a marriage, you've seen them. You've experienced them. You've experienced what it is to live with another person. You have experienced what it is to fight with somebody. You've experienced what it is to wake up in the morning, you upset at each other. You've seen these things. So you're at an advantage compared to somebody who hasn't. However, the advantage that you have is mostly based upon the fact that now, when you go into the new relationship, or when you step into a new relationship, and you are supposed to now try to fix and correct the things that you know happen, or to have a better understanding of these things when they happen. But I think the unfortunate thing, which is people are coming who are coming from single mothers, which is what I'm talking about. Single mothers are coming from, have not picked up these lessons. Right? So they are not making use of the advantage that they have seen. Because most of the time, for them to become single mothers, there's a lot of resentment that's built up. There's a lot of emotions that are unresolved from the previous relationship that they haven't fixed themselves. So much so that they're not able to take advantage or to appreciate a man in the way that a man should be appreciated. Because now you have seen it. If you've been married, you've gone back to the streets, and then you've experienced that the streets are not easy for single parents. And you are supposed to come back into the market with a level of humility, with a level of that is different, with a level of care that is different. But how often do we meet a woman who is a single mother who feels like, I need to humble myself?
Yeah, I think that question then is applicable to, because none of us here has married a single mother, so probably that question is applicable to someone who has married a single mother. Because probably there are some out there who went into, I don't want a point where you say she went into the streets, because there is no point, it's not always certain that when someone is a single mom and then they have divorced, they go back to the streets. unless if you mean streets is an area where she's searching for something. Because the moment you say she has gone back to the streets, it seems like
streets streets just in the sense that you have gone back into the dating market.
oh, okay.
So
those are the streets you're talking about.
Those are the streets. When I say streets, I'm not talking about I'm merely saying you've gone back into the dating market and you have seen the difference between I have a husband and now I am searching for one.
Okay. All right. Okay. We'll go. So our first point, you guys, you are giving me mixed feelings. So you are saying no, her love is not tested, or that Ali, you are saying the love is tested, or Ali, you are saying it's not tested because we don't want the experience of your previous marriage into the new marriage, and then you have given me mixed signals.
I've given you mixed. So I'm saying my point is this: the love is not tested.
Mm-hmm.
That's not because what we're saying is, Kuti, if you have been in a relationship, you have shown love, you have whatever, and if that relationship has failed, categorically we are saying you went in there and failed.
Yeah, but do you know that it's easier for someone who is repeating all levels? The chances of passing are better than the chances they had when they were writing for the first time.
But that then feeds into what do men want.
Yeah. That's why I was coming to the point of being individual now, because we can't put it as to put everyone in the same boat.
But we are saying that there are some mistakes that are general that are made in marriages. Probably when she got married, she was thinking, I can do whatever I want. I can go clubbing.
Can I put a disclaimer?
Yeah.
I just want to put a disclaimer before we go any further of everything that I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is not relevant. Some of the things that we're talking about, if this is not about widows. Widows are a different.
But a single mother is a single mother.
No, they're different. They're very different.
Oh, so you are saying there's a difference between a widow.
There's a difference between a widow
and
somebody who has had a.
Okay, so here you guys are talking about divorcees.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So there's a difference between a widow and a divorcee.
And a single mother who was just in the streets and they got pregnant.
Yeah.
So you are saying
different categories.
So are you saying a widow is okay? It's okay to marry a widow if your son comes to you and say, I've got my girlfriend, she's a widow, her husband died, they're same age, everything is perfect. She has got 2 kids, your son doesn't have a kid. Because she's a widow, you say it's okay.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying that her circumstances are not as bad. So it's a hierarchy.
Okay.
To say, so it becomes a hierarchy of if we're just talking single mothers.
Single
mothers are not all created.
So we are saying so we are saying widows on top they are okay.
Widows are a different level.
Then divorcees. And then the ones that we just impregnated.
Those ones are different.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. But let me get back to the points here. So you guys have given me mixed feelings. We'll wrap up. When we wrap up, we'll see what she's gonna say. The next point, I'm just gonna say 2 of them so that we can be quick into discussing. She's saying she's more mature. That's the next point here, maturity. Because she's saying she's mature because getting a child forces a woman to grow. She tends to be more mature than her peers who have no children. That's what she's saying. So here she's actually saying there is an advantage on marrying a single mother because she is more mature than marrying someone who is single, because getting a child makes a woman mature. And then here, the next point, she says she knows what to do with money. A successful woman with no child tends to make money, spend her money in clubs, drinks, pampering herself, and ventures that concern her, only her. But a single mother is more financially prudent with money because a child depends on her. Her priorities tend to be better placed. She's mature and she knows what to do with money.
But then the question is maturity beneficial in a marriage?
Yes, it is.
How so? Because, okay, I'll explain so you get what I'm saying. So I know there's been this thing that says that men like younger women. Because the things that she has matured in is she has learned certain skills that I may not prefer as a man.
I think you have reached your point. So you are saying men like younger women?
No. I'm saying, okay, if we're to make a choice between, let's say, a woman who has not been in a relationship, who is starting from scratch, you're the first boyfriend, get married, that one, that is always preferable to a man than to have somebody who has had experience.
Because you're not looking for a mother, is it?
Exactly.
Okay.
Because you're looking for a mother. So the type of maturity and experience that she's talking about is what she's saying is she has picked up skills and learned things from the ex-husband, from whatever, from all these things, and she has picked up habits. She has picked up all these things that are tailor-made to this person. That most likely are things that I may not like.
That's where my point was.
So maturity does not work here.
Maturity does not. You're matured in learning how to handle this man, how to respond to what this man whatever, how to whatever. But how my wife responds to me is very different from how your wife responds to you, or how you prefer your wife to respond to you.
Yeah. Okay. How about the money issue? She knows what to do with money. She doesn't just club and spend money on irrelevant stuff. She knows I've got a child.
Money, I'll give you money. I'll give you money. I myself do like do appreciate a woman who can handle money. I appreciate that. So
but do you think someone can handle money because she has a child? I've seen women with 7 children who don't know how to handle money. Yeah. So I'm trying to. For personally, I think this one is an irrelevant point.
No, the money one is.
The management side of money does not matter whether you're single or what. There are single people who can buy houses and cars. There are single people who have nothing because they don't know how to handle money. And then there are people with 7 children. You give them money, they spend all of it drinking or whatever. Yeah. So this one is irrelevant. So maturity and money are not working here.
They're not relevant.
Ali, you agree with that?
Yeah.
All right. Then she says she has a bigger vision. A successful woman with no child trying to have a vision restricted to herself, her studies, her career, her goals. But a single mother must have a vision greater than hers. She sees way ahead in matters beyond her. The stakes of the future are higher because she must mother her child or children to it. And then it says again, she knows what kind of a man she wants because she already has a running family awaiting, a father and husband. She knows the qualities she wants in a man. So they are saying she has a bigger vision and she knows the qualities that she wants in a man. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Where do we start? Okay. So, when I was single and I'm looking for a wife, I like somebody who you want somebody who knows what they want. You want somebody who does all these things. Yeah. Preferable. That is fantastic. That is great. However, if you're a single mother and you're saying I know what I want, right? It means that now you're putting limitations in it on a certain man. You're disqualifying certain men. Yeah. But that's practically what you're doing. And so if I'm a man and I'm coming and you're a single mother with a child and you also have these things that you want. Yeah, you want whatever it is that you want, but you have things now that I have to jump and pass to get you. So what we have done is, you having a child is a barrier itself for the options of the selections that you have. And what you have done is you have put more barriers and more whatevers to you getting an energy. So to me, who's coming to get you? I'm looking at you and going, me marrying you or dating you or being with you when you already have a child is already me taking a great risk. So on top of me taking a great risk to be with you, now I am supposed to now fulfill all of these things. So in as much as they have all of these, I think what she's actually doing, she's removing herself as an option to most men. Because you're putting yourself in a situation where you're supposed to be, the options that you have when you become a single mother, if we're being fair, they come from 100, they dwindle. Because most men do not want a woman with a child.
Yeah.
Or is not their first preference.
Especially if the father of the child is still alive.
Especially if the father of the child.
We'll get to the disadvantages probably. All right. Okay. Then they are saying again, she tends to be more spiritual. The spirituality. I think on the spirituality aspect, as men, probably when it comes to spirituality, I need to probably lead my wife in that aspect of being spiritual. I should be. If this is Christianity, we are saying the man is the priest of the house. So I don't need another priest probably. I'm just trying to help you guys to dismiss this point. I don't know.
No, that's true. That's true. It goes back to the previous point as well. There are certain characteristics that women are built, single mothers build up, and they look at it as good. It's like things like experience, for example. Any woman, women will date and all these things, and they'll come and say, I have experience. Yeah, and you go. So most of what they call experience to us men,
it's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. One, and they're problems to us.
Yeah. Okay.
Because when she comes and says, I have experience, for example, I have dated John, I've dated Peter, I've dated all those things, and now I have experience in how to date and this guy. What that naturally translates to as is saying, so she has learned how to love Peter, she has been disappointed, she's gone through whatever she's gone through, she has damage and all these things, emotional trauma and all these things that she has now has trust issues, she now has all these things, she has picked up a lot of things from these people that she's dated. Because if this relationship had been great, she would have been married by these people. So she's picked up a lot of habits, a lot of trauma, a lot of mistrust, of all these things that she's picked up, but she's calling it experience.
Okay.
To me, it's baggage now that I have to deconstruct.
Yeah.
So that I have a clean page of a person. But that's what all of us want to start afresh with someone.
Yeah.
And build our habits, build our whatever, build our traditions, build our customs with this person. Right?
Okay.
That's what you want. Start from zero, build with this person. So these things that they call experience, these things that they call good, we have matured, we've done all these things. To us, these are barriers that we have to break through most of the time.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's all right. And then they are saying her strength is tested, and she appreciates the value of real men. What do you think about that, Ali? Her strength is tested, and then she appreciates the value of real men. I tend to probably agree with the point where they are saying she appreciates the value of real men. I don't know about the strength being tested, but personally I feel like the fact that someone has been in marriage and she's back, it probably gives them the understanding and the appreciation of just say, if they didn't value a man before, you can always get one. Personally, I think the experience of being into one marriage and coming out and then getting into another marriage, they might give them that point where they really appreciate that, but at least we want that one now. I'm now understanding that I can lose a man anytime.
Yeah, and I think to support that point as well, like when a woman comes out from a marriage, for example, when they move on, they become more vocal, more independent, because now, like going back to the point that we're talking about, that they have learned a lot from the previous relationship. So now she can vocalize and say, I can't deal with a man that does A, B, C, D. You get what I mean? So it's a good and bad thing at the same time, because she can become too, I don't know if I can say vicious, for lack of a better word, that she can come into a new relationship and feel like she can be the man of that relationship as well, because now she's saying, I know a man should be like this, like that, because of the previous experience that I've had. So it can be a bad thing, because a woman now can become more difficult to deal with because of the trauma that she's been through, you get what I mean? But at the same time, I think she can be herself, because now she can say how she feels. Probably in the previous relationship, she couldn't say how she feels to that husband. It is something that she learned from that relationship, that I have to speak my mind. I can't just be a yes person all the time. So, yeah, for me, I think I'm a bit at 50-50 with that point, because, yeah, it's, in my opinion, I think it's both good and bad.
All right.
No, I think probably this one I'll give the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
I'll give the benefit of the doubt to say they maybe they have learned certain, valuable things. But it's not like you don't learn valuable things. You do learn valuable things. So.
Okay, the next point is interesting. It says she offers you she offers a family for you to join. So yeah, because kurera vana was easy. Waurongosvika atone 12 years akatopedzwa madiapers kudhara autokuti daddy, you get it?
Right.
So,
that's the biggest problem ever, because you will never be daddy to that child.
You can be.
But this is where it gets complicated now when we are discussing this topic, because I think that is one of the biggest disadvantages that everyone will say when you marry a woman with kids already. It's very difficult for you to father those kids, because already this woman has a guard very high, and she's protecting these kids. Yeah, and you are joining this family, a family that already has a structure, a family that already has their way of living, and you are coming into that family, and at the same time you want to be the head of that family, to come in with your rules, to say, in this house we do things this way, but there is already a way they are living in that house, you get what I mean? So now coming in as a father, and this woman is, especially if they are teenagers or they are already adults, young adults, it's very hard, because, for example, if this child does something and you want to discipline them, it can be a very challenging thing, because this woman might tell you, you can't touch my child. At that moment, that child becomes her child now. It's no longer our child. Do you get what I mean? Because we have to understand that women are very emotional, and when you are joining this family, this woman already has been through a lot of things, and the love and the protection that she gives to these kids, it's just out of this world. You get me? So disciplining these children, I think, will be the hardest thing for a man, because she can tell you straight up that you are not the father of these kids. You can't discipline.
No, you know one thing I've done. I've asked a few women, would you let a stranger or a man who you date discipline your children? Like corporal punishment.
Yeah, I want Atenda to hear that point. You have asked a few women.
Kudzi
has been going around doing research.
No, she's one of them too. I've asked, and she was there. She was there.
No, yeah, she's one. She's not a few. I want to know the other few.
She was there. No, she was there when the questions were asked. Okay. So, and the answer that everybody says, almost every woman says that they would have a problem.
But if I'm your husband, I'm not a stranger. You ask a stranger.
They have a problem with another man, with their boyfriend, their husband, whoever it is, who is not the father.
Okay.
Disciplining their child.
Okay.
And that's what. Most people don't feel comfortable with coming home from somewhere. Then your husband will beat me up or whatever it is. Yeah, that they do. Yeah, or whatever corporal punishment that they give the child. Most women are not comfortable.
Okay.
Right, with letting another man.
Anyway,
beyond that,
let me hold you on that one, because I think we are going to enter into it deeper on the disadvantages. So we'll get back into that point. She says here she will challenge you the best. A single mother will not want a boy but a grown man. To love you, you have to be a man ready for real love and real responsibilities. And then I'll just say the next point: your love will be tested. The sincerity of your love will be seen when you take in a child or children you did not sire to be your own. The more you love that child or children, the better you will become as a man years down the line. Holding your hand, that child or children will make you proud, saying, "I love you, Daddy." You came, you loved, and then love conquered. And also, she's low maintenance. So here, she'll challenge you the best. Your love will be tested, and she's low maintenance. On low maintenance, he says one of the biggest turn-offs for many guys is when a girl demands a great deal from them in terms of time, effort, or even money. What do you think about those 3 points? She will challenge you the best. Your love will be tested, and she's low maintenance.
I feel like she has no understanding of men. Because there is no man that I know of who wants to be challenged in a marriage.
Okay.
To be tested.
And to be tested.
I
I don't know if I've ever met any man who says, "Oh, I want to be married to this person because I want to be tested and challenged."
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why Diana kept on bringing this tested word, because it seems like she thinks everything is about testing the love, testing the love. Love should be natural. It shouldn't be something that you say, I want to test if you love me.
Okay.
Then it means there's no love there if you want to test it.
If you want to come home,
Yeah.
and be with your wife, be happy, be comfortable, be taken care of, be supported, be pampered, be all this thing. You don't want to be challenged. I don't want somebody who challenges me.
Okay.
I want somebody who supports me. I want somebody who shows me certain things that I can't see. I want somebody who asks me questions about ideas that I have. Yeah. Not challenge.
No, the challenge is not. It's not like
not
she's not. I feel like her context is not like ask to answer. I don't challenge her the way we can say it. I'm sure not. I don't challenge. But she's saying, if you are saying at work I'm given a challenge, it's something that's interesting. It's something that you want to accomplish. So not necessarily she's probably challenging your authority as a man or something. But she's giving you a challenge.
How does this challenge manifest in a marriage, in a day-to-day?
By the end of your life, you have groomed children with her. I can give you an example of Steve Harvey. I've seen. I think she married a wife with. Her wife had 3 or 4 kids. He adopted all the kids, and I saw one of the kids appreciating him. In the end, you took us in, you gave us a name, and you groomed us and so forth. It's possible. I've seen that happening.
No, it can be done.
I
think I probably will get to it later, but I think the essence is that it's very possible for a single mother to be married, to be happily married, to be all these things. That's very possible. I think the difference and the change, the difference on a single mother who gets married and has a successful marriage, the difference between that woman and those who don't, is what attitude are they now bringing into the new marriage. So if you, for example, if you're saying you're coming to challenge me, you're coming to test me, you're coming to whatever, I'm already tested by the fact that you have children. I'm already tested by the fact that now I have to balance you and the children. I'm already tested by the fact that I will never be your number one. I'm already tested by, there's many things. I will never be a priority to you. There's many things that are already testing me. So I don't need the extra.
All right. How about low maintenance? Is she low maintenance?
She has children. I have to pay for them. How is she low maintenance?
They're saying she's not as demanding as
no, but if she has one child, there's one mouth I have to feed. How is that low maintenance? I could go get a single woman with no children who has no other mouth I have to feed. Now I have to feed a child who is not mine.
Yeah, but she probably her demands are probably of someone who is mature. One who doesn't have a child can actually tell you today that take me to Dubai for a holiday.
She's talking about slave queens. She's talking about slave queens. That's different.
That's different.
That's different. If she's comparing herself to slave queens, okay, fine, no problem. That's different. But if she's saying because if you have a child, it means that I am now going to have to go and work and provide school fees, provide food, provide accommodation, provide all these things for a child.
The diaspora childcare as well.
After school care, all these things for a child who is not mine, who is not my blood, who's whatever, whose lineage is never, who, for lack of a better word, who is not beneficial to me. All this investment is not beneficial to me. This is it's the wrong woman. It's in the wrong woman that I'm propagating. Kanta we are going to go and check. And this. Kuti ndikuchengeta dzinda rani
osaona kuti haasi kuzombofa abudwa nemudzimu wako
mudzimu wangu wavaka kusvika padani so fundamentally where we then end up is we're saying kuti ndachengeta mwana I've put all these resources on this person. The money that I have spent, the things that I have put into this person, and it's got very little benefit quantity. And if she has divorced at my level, I'm a single man. If she is a divorcee, what's stopping her from divorcing me tomorrow? And then I lose this child who I've already invested in again. I have no say.
And talking about investing in the child. Say for example, this woman has a daughter, and I raise this child as my own. I
don't really.
I can't say anything because Baba Gigana pay you. He has to come and take his rightful place. Even if he was absent from life when I but the bottom line is I will never be that child's father.
Yeah, so probably most of these points are practical in the Western world.
Yeah.
Not in our world where probably even if it happens, God forbid that child dies, you cannot bury that child without the father.
Exactly.
I think our culture has so many boundaries when it comes to what you can do. Like you gave an example of the order, if she's a girl, even if she's a boy, you can't just give him your blessing and say get married to a girl. Yeah. You are not even going to go with the delegation of the people that are going for him. So from our cultural context, it becomes a little bit challenging. I can hear you. All right, we've got other points here. It says they are nurturing. I don't know how to pronounce the word, but the nurturing, like N-U-T N-U-R, something like N-U-R-T, so they you get it. So they're nurturing like that. She says everyone needs to be taken care of sometimes. You have days that you feel absolutely terrible and you just need someone to look after you. Well, mothers deal with sick kids all the time, so whenever you need help, she will be able to take care of you. You'll be nurtured by command. And then wait. And then she says you can have your own time. A single mom will not constantly nag you to spend time with her because she will be busy with kids. So I was not one or times I remember Manchester United. Single mother. So these are the last 2 points on the advantages of marrying a single mother. The first one, Hans, you will be nurtured, and then the next one, Hans, you have your own time. What do you guys think about that? Don't you want to be nurtured? I want to be nurtured.
Look, personally, I believe with being nurturing or whatever that word is, being nurturing, I don't think it's. I think you are either a nurturing person or you're not.
Okay.
I think you improve on it. Yes, you can build on it to improve on it, but if you're a girl, generally there are certain things that we notice, and the house starts looking different. All these things you said, gain away to say all the things. There are certain. It's their nature to be nurturing. And so even a 25-year-old single woman should still have that nurturing, character to her, because this is a feminine characteristic. By virtue of being a woman, you should be nurturing. So I don't think because the single mother now you become more nurturing than 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 a 25-year-old, for example. And time even does whatever just so this is the thing. And a good dinner. And it wako mwana oba anzi mwana yamenoza ita uchukuru. What happened?
Dinner to Kanzu.
Takanzu dinner this. So I said
yeah.
So it means the time that you give me is leftover time from your children anyway. I'm a single mother and I'm going to prioritize this man over my children.
Yeah.
Also, Maramba, you won't be nurtured, and you won't be given your own time.
It's not an advantage over a 25-year-old single woman. If you're a 25-year-old woman with a child or with 2 children, you would have no greater nurturing characteristics over a 25-year-old single person with no children.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's go to the disadvantages then. My dismiss my points essay.
Because I think kana mukadzi achitaura from a perspective yemukadzi, those points will be valid. But then from a male perspective, it's
Mabvuma ipi kuti she appreciate the real value of men.
Yeah.
She is low maintenance. She offers you a family choice.
you appreciate that.
I appreciate. No, there's a good chance that she has learned from from that she has learned.
Okay.
So I'm more appreciative of the but that was mentality as well. Where does her mentality stand and where is she?
And some things that she used to just complain about in the previous relationship. These things
So
that
that's
she
the
shined.
message.
Okay.
Yeah, you learn from that. Complain disagreements
Over useless things.
So out of all these points, man, go pick out one adds it. Anyway, but adds this one the previous anyway. Mama mbaramba kanye kuti atine inodzidza. Kana aimborowa murume ku previous. Chakuita kuti izvezvo azive kuti murume aroweka is because previous kwakaita kama consequences. But on the other, she has learned a lesson from.
But get this guy. We are trying to find positives from a situation that's not ideal.
Okay.
So being a single mother is not ideal. And this is for us now. I have a girl with a child here, and I will always. This is one thing I always say. Above everything, being a single mother is the least ideal thing you could do if you want to be a married woman.
All right. And the first disadvantage is your kids might not like you. Teenagers Black American at 14 angatokudarika kureba ukangoita sokuti wakunetsa nama yacho unogona kusimudzwa. So I wrote
but the disadvantage, I think we will agree.
My disadvantage is to agree. Yeah.
All right. I'll just go through all the disadvantages and then but pandoda chisvike papoint ndepekuti but panyaya stereotyping irikuitwa kwasingle mother. So this one we've already discussed it. She says you are not her top priority. Right? And then her ex as well. The baby daddy. I think those are the disadvantages that she gave us. So we have looked at the advantages that she gave, and we have probably rubbished most of them. The disadvantages we all agree. But maybe my point on this topic is so at what point should a single mother be married then? If we are all saying it's not good to marry a single mother, because personally, my challenge, you mentioned the issue of divorce. It's not always the fault of the woman when divorce happens. Women are not divorced because probably her husband moved on with a younger woman. And generally, vatori kovarume vakadaro. Kuna vana baba vataiziva isusu vekuti vaiti vakaenda kuSouth Africa kunoshanda hachadzoki. Atoita mhuri kupi? South Africa. So in my challenge ndekuti we are stereotyping these single mothers. Trukuisa a false definition on them. Why are we putting a black label on them? Once someone is a single mother, she's divorced, then she's rubbish.
No.
I'm not saying you guys did that, but I'm saying this is what the streets are saying. Because from the context of the streets, there's a guy named Shadaya as well on social media.
Yeah.
He always, and when I Andrew Tate, they always discourage men young men to marry a single woman.
That is true. Okay. So
That's
what
why I'm saying.
So what
now,
we're saying.
listen to my question. My question is, when should a single woman be married then? If you are saying your young man must never marry a single woman.
That's simple.
Yeah. What's simple?
She should be married by the person who gave her the child.
No, we are saying they've divorced.
Yeah. No, but your question is saying, when should a single mother be married?
Yeah, because the fact that she's a single mother.
So the answer is she should have married the person who gave her the baby.
They have divorced.
Yeah. No, I'm getting with.
Yeah.
That's who she should have married. And she should not have had a child with somebody and then not married them or whatever it is. That's first thing. However, if you're now in a situation where you have been married, right? For example, say you've been married, you had a child and all this, and then you get divorced. And for any other man who then comes, and you are no longer the ideal woman for these people. You are no longer the first option or the ideal option for these other men. And no, but that's what I think. That's what we personally. That's what we want the single women to go to understand that. Because if single women are coming out and saying, they talk about themselves as if they're on top of the food chain. You're no longer on top of the food chain the moment you have a child. Because for everything you can offer, I can find a single woman with no children who can offer the same thing.
But my point here is my point is not on the single woman. My point is on the boy who is being advised.
No, this is the boy I'm telling. I'm saying for every single woman with a child, these boys who are single, who are whatever, can find another single girl with no children who they can marry and offer the exact same qualities and characteristics that this person with a child is offering, minus the child.
So, but my point is, paatombompika msingle mother ye achitanga kudanana naye anga achitozviziva kuti variko vasina vanhu
kana wapikwa manje takutora different kana ndazoti okay, I am going to pick you. But the struggle that most will ever get is getting picked in the first place.
Yeah.
Once you have been picked by a man or by whatever, and they are considering you for marriage, and let's not confuse being picked for sleeping with and for all these things for entertainment as being picked for marriage. These are two different things. But our single women are out there thinking, "What would be some streets?" Because what is our DM, because what miss commerce and all this. And these are two very different things. And the value of a woman is not determined by how many men are trying to sleep with you.
Okay.
It's determined by how many men are actually willing to put a ring on your what? On your finger. The open eyes evaluation of Nancy. So when a single woman then gets picked by a man who is now willing to marry this woman, what we're simply saying is good. Now you need to be humble now, because one, this man is doing you a favor, right? You must worship the ground that this man knows that he walks on. I know you're laughing, but okay. What if by marrying a single woman, what does that mean for a man? It means good. Now I have to go to work and feed your child, and it means good. Now I am risking getting attached to this child, and I get attached.
Just to attack your first point. It's possible that you can marry a single woman who actually earns double your income. So you spoke about you going to work and feed this child. She can feed her own child. Some of them can actually feed their own children. They are earning their own money. Because after all, the time you found her, she was looking after her family. And probably the ex atori richer and older than you. That's why I'm saying there are some points that we cannot put in a bracket. What if you meet someone who can take care of a child?
But the point that you're making is you're presenting a point here, outliers or possibility. What is the probability that a single mother out there has got a husband who earns a lot of money, who's all these things, who wants what they can afford, they can do it. The probability of that is very, very slim, because the highest, any statistic that you look at, Australia and wherever, single mothers and are at the highest risk of living in poverty. That's just a fact. So if you go by the fact that the majority of single mothers are at a very high risk of poverty, it means the majority of single mothers that you're going to meet and will need you to provide. There are always exceptions to the rule. Yeah, there's always wherever they are who are earning a lot more. There's always those people, but in general, you're going to meet people, single mothers who are struggling to provide. So for the majority of those women, which is all we can talk about, the majority, we're saying that you are most likely going to have to provide. You're most likely going to have to build a relationship with the child, and you're most likely going to be in a situation where if this woman then leaves you, you have lost two people.
Yeah.
You're most likely going to be in a situation if
Well, two people isn't what to build attachment.
You're most likely going to.
But my experience because I don't think we can open a marriage or would open a foot or would cannot we at all.
Because experience gani ngachinayo and nezvinhu zvaringa chitoti then things might not work.
And she knows I've done this before. I can live again. I've left once. I can live again.
And it becomes a problem when a woman is financially stable as well. Actually, in a mindset, I can do it. I can take care of myself. I can take care of my child. When you have disagreements, she won't see the need to have you anyway. Because I lost another man before, and I managed to live with my child. So you can go.
On this topic, if a boy comes to me, I tell a single mother. You know what my advice is? Let's say you are also a single father.
Yeah.
And you want to marry a single mother. For me, I'm against that.
Why?
Because I'm yet to see a woman who can take care of children that are not hers. I'm yet to see one. So
I've seen one or two.
yeah, but I'm yet to see one. So that's my only challenge. So I would prefer to. Can I single with Komana? I don't have a problem with him marrying a single man. But can I never I have a challenge.
No, but
for me, do not can I never we should also roar tanga watu mkuza vana vako first, maybe they turn 18 vakuzvionera, and then you bring in another woman. Otherwise it's a
no okay, but if we are focusing on what affects men, and we are saying obviously a single father, and I agree with you about the single father entity. But if we are also saying a single boy who has no children, a single man who has no children, who has got to a point where they want to get married, and so now we're saying, is it ideal for this man to then go and marry a woman?
I hope you're not too far from your mic.
Oh, is it ideal then for this woman for this man to now say a woman
yeah, it was true once someone has been divorced, how they are being castigated or flare material when it comes to marriage. That's the language on the streets.
But is that not true?
I personally feel that marriage is about love. If you love her, because you said peace is not determined by how many men want to sleep with you, but how many men want to put a ring on your finger. So if you are a single mother, you found a man who wants to put a ring on your finger, that's love. He doesn't want to sleep with you. So I need but in my point, I have probably single. I'll be very happy to hear one day I tell around road. My only worry for me are the children. I think we have got the issue of streets here, the issue of Oliver Kudzi. Oliver Kudzi left vana and nevana vanga vari vemukadzi wake, and mukadzi wake pavakaroorana aitawo nemwana wake. Mwana wemukadzi waOliver ari kurarama life iri better than vana vaOliver. She is the one running the estate of Oliver Kudzi, but she's not the blood of Oliver Kudzi. So what I'm simply saying is, if it's very difficult, I don't know why it's hard for women. Men, it's so easy. And I'm not saying it's always all the women who can't take care of another woman's children, but it's easier for men. And everything is perfect. But most women, they really struggle taking care. So I mean, andisikuda kuti mukavire kana kuti andisikuda kuagreea nevanhu vari kubva vati vakanda the water nemwana zvese vorasa mvura nemwana agezeswa. A single mother can be married, but for me hangu handifariri kuti aroorwe ne a single father. Kana achiroorwa ngaatsvage munhu wake asina vana, kana kuti akayarutsa vana vake vakuzviitirawo life dzavo, so that you don't have to be taking care of them, because especially from a Zimbabwean perspective, ndakaona vana vakawanda vakakurira ma-street kids vabva kumba kuna baba, but vanzi na-stepmother chiita ise ibvai panapa kana uchakwanisa kugara panapa. Saka I mean, my worry and my point yandinayo ndeyekuti I'm yet to see one. You said you have seen women who can take care of children who are not theirs, but in India, I'm yet to see one woman who can take care of children that are not hers. And it's a challenge for most women. Saka I mean, ndopa nyaya yangu kana chiti nini single mother ngaroorwa, but either roorwa nemurume ayarutsa vana kana kuti roorwa nemurume asina vana mozoita vana mese. That's my point. Kwete kuti abva araswa zvamu chose kuti auchatombofanika kuroorwa and everything else. That's where my take is.
Okay. I think on that point, I'll say that of course a single mother can be married, but the reason why Susie Chiti problem inozoita pa mindset hanozowea nayo into that new relationship or new marriage, because munhu zvese the history yainayo muma marriage is say ambororwa kana ka2 zvikaramba atoine imwe trauma inoto yakato, I don't know how I can explain it, but I don't know if zvakawanda zvinotomunetsa that she's moving with, and if she hasn't healed from that, from the previous relationship, she's gonna bring that debt into the new relationship, and you will always have issues because there will always be my comparisons. There will always be ningakambodidai zvikazopera zvakadai, you can't talk to me like that, my ex akambodidai. So she always has a reference point in everything. But if she has managed to heal from the past, I heal out, okay, fine, I've tried K2, K3, but this time I found someone, they love me, they are genuine, and I'm trying to build something with them. Then over atanga with that person from a clean page. What tanga with the love, I always say that to like, she's there with the I know how to take care of a man because I will refer with the ex I take care.
So advice to single mothers there from Ali. I can try and interpret. Sakatuktere my single mothers he lie from your previous relationships.
Yes.
Before you enter into the next relationship. Yeah, that's a very valid point, because I've seen a lot of single mothers who the wedding and they would prove a point kuna ex. Which is wrong. You are not supposed to come into the marriage proving a point to your ex. Come to marriage because you love me. But one was of course talking about big weddings because that are ex.
I can do it without you. Exactly.
But are you saying kuti kana munhu akanyatsohila zvakanaka ngapinde zvake mumarriage ngapinde ake musikana? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, for me, akahila musikana owana munhu waanoda vowirirana, they can get married. I don't have an issue with that. They can get married.
I think when we're in agreement, when we are all in agreement in saying single women deserve to get married.
Okay.
At the school up. And we're not we're not denying do they deserve or do they not.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone deserves to get married.
Yeah.
And to be loved.
And to be loved and to get all these things. However, whether you are single with no children, whether you're single with children, you still must find a husband. Yeah. You cannot get love or marriage, all the things, unless you actually find a what? A husband. So the primary thing that we're saying is, now that's what we're then saying now is, if you're a single mother or a woman with children, and you're looking for this husband, there is now a certain way that you're supposed to be that's different from a person with no children.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. So we're saying the mindset, the behavior, the way you carry yourself, the way you all the thing must be now be different from from an asnawana, because now you're competing. The people you're competing with, because getting married is a competition, and no one knows it's a competition.
Yeah.
But on all
competition for everyone, I thought for women.
For mostly women, but for everyone, but mostly women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
For everyone, but I think women have a greater whatever than men. But that's a different knowledge. But it's a competition. So, but through that competition is happening. And what we're then saying is, you're competing with someone with no children. You're competing with somebody with no baggage. You're competing with somebody with no anything. So
No
if you're coming with no anything that's coming, so can I line and understand we are not starting from the same from the same platform. Up. And then you understand that I must do more to catch up.
Okay.
They want to compete now. But then what usually happens now is people with the most attitudes, single mothers. People with entitlement, single mothers. People with most single mothers. Because they have learned certain behaviors, they have learned certain things from their previous relationship and all the things that they have not healed from, that they have not deconstructed from themselves. So now ndikasangana newe and uchindoza kuti nanditwe zvoro John akatombostrap.
That just ruins everything.
Because you have experience. You've been married, you've been all this thing. Now I'm sitting there and going, I would rather just go marry because by marrying you, I am already sacrificing a lot of things. And those are two. By marrying you're already sacrificing a lot. So imagine dating a single mother. If you have to go on a date, she has to find someone to babysit. Yeah? Before she can go out with you. She has to be home by 8-9 o'clock. With another someone. She has to go to work and support she. When is she going to date you? So now you're a filler to a free time. Whenever party free, no. So there are a lot of sacred ways. If I date somebody, I sing Marega and this guy says, Rukite, where are you? Yeah? I'm coming to see you now. Yeah. Sure, let's meet, yeah? But where are you? Can we go and grab ice cream, or can we go and grab coffee, yeah? For a single mother going, I have to find somebody to live with my child, I have to do all this, I have to do this. So the sacrifice that men are making already to date you are a lot. So much so that the attitude, all I'm saying is the attitude that they come with when they're coming into this relationship must be different.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you. Pachanangofarira ndechikuti tese tiri kuagree kuti single mother vanogona kuroorwa zvakare. Hatisi kufambirana nevari the castigation yekuti single mothers are never supposed to get married. They're supposed to. Should men do it? That's a different question. But who will marry them then? If you are saying men cannot do it, then who's going to marry them? Okay. Maybe the better question is, when I say should men do it, I'm saying if my son comes and says, Dara, I have found this woman. I have 2 women I can marry that I love equally. That will never happen. No. Hypothetical. I love them both equally the same, yeah? One of them has a child, one of them does not have a child. Yeah. Naturally, would you advise him? You have 2 sons. Which one would you advise him to marry? No, that's even though we are on the hypothesis here, you can't ask me that question because to me that's not practical. You can never come to me and say I have 2 and help me choose. I'll ask him to choose. Rather than to say, because if I point and say, marry this one who has no children, if they are going to have problems in the future.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying with it.
If he comes like that to me,
this is the same person.
Because I know you want me to give them an answer. Because you are saying you love them.
But you don't know.
If you come to me with 2 women as my son, and you are saying, I have one who is a single mother, I have another one who is not a single mother, help me choose. I'll tell you to go back to the streets. To decide my streets. You almost one choice between the two. I will never ask you to marry.
My hypothesis is now saying, I'm saying, if your son had 2 choices of women, he is out in the streets, he hasn't asked. He is out in the streets, he has 2 choices. A woman who is single, a 25-year-old, right, for the sake of 2 25-year-old women, yeah? One 25-year-old woman never had children, never had whatever, single on her own. The other one, 25-year-old woman, 2 children, and he has to make a choice. What would you say? What would you, if you were there making the choice, from what would you choose?
I will never make a choice for someone.
No, Jimmy,
if you were in that position,
you're the one in that position.
I can never be in that position.
It's
impossible. I have never been in that position. I have never been in a position, because let me tell you something. So if, for me, if it is about love, the moment I feel like I love her, even if she has 7 children, then it's all a done deal. There's never gonna be a point where I'm gonna probably try and then compare with someone else.
The point is that we are making.
Yeah. Those are down to you. I don't think answer because Quantira is practical. No, answer yourself.
Okay,
It's not practical to me. Yeah.
I'll answer myself because this is simple. I think, and even whoever, anybody else in the chat, in the comments, everything, answer this question. Given a choice between a 25-year-old woman with no children, single, never been married, and a 25-year-old woman with 2 children, and these people are the same. They smile the same. Everything else is the same. Which one would you choose?
We are talking about Mtukudzi here. Mtukudzi angaine mukadzi wake vaine mwana 1. He left that woman for a woman who had their own child. Kutosiya uyu waane mwana naye. Kwakutoenda kunorora uyu atori mwana wake. Kwakutoenda futi mwana. Kwakutozonyaso siya uyu zvachose forever. Kwakutoenda nesingle mother. Ndosa ndikudza kuti amwe akonzwisa pane kamwe kaportion kerudo kanoitika mumusoro kanorova pakona kekuti hamunganzwisisika.
And you made a very good point. You made a very good point.
Yeah.
And the point that you have made is good. One of the options as a single mother that you have is to go and be a homewrecker. Very good option. You can take that if you want.
I'm not saying single mothers.
No.
But in the case of
in case I'm to wreck his own home. No.
This is not a one-sided.
No, what happened, Madam Kudzi, from what I heard from the first wife, she said Mtukudzi wanted 2 wives. But the first wife says, I don't want. So either you're with me or you go to that one. I don't want to be married. So no one wrecked the home. Traditionally, it's okay.
So they were not together when he wanted the second wife, or he wanted the second wife after they had already been together?
No, after they had already been together.
That's my point. So she dated this man knowing that he was married.
Probably he lied. You never know. There are some men who will tell you that I'm single. Yes, but anyway, let's not make it about Mtukudzi. But hypothesis anyway, listeners in the comment section, please. Hypothesis God forbid, my sons will never do that. 2. One a single mother, both 25-year-olds, and one a single girl asinakana mwana. But in confusion, what advice would you give to your child? Do hypothesis yatapio pana Kudzi. I don't know, help him out. And hypothesis. So, comment section, please help us.
It's a very simple hypothesis. The answer to the hypothesis. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. If I am choosing for my son, I'm going to choose the best option possible.
It's not that my viewers
But
does.
my viewers did. But then so in the case that you brought up, and one, we don't know the details of what happened exactly between Tuku and the first wife. We don't know the details of what happened exactly with Tuku and Daisy.
The first wife gave us the details and no one disputed them. Yeah.
But we don't know the intricacies of the relationship.
Yeah.
What did they fight about? What did they whatever?
They didn't fight.
No. Yeah. On their own. Every relationship fights.
Oh, okay.
So when we discuss about a relationship from from a distance, you can never understand the struggles that these two people are going through. It's the same thing with the children. Yeah, the children would discuss. Most of the time, we have us as children, we have perspective of our parents' relationship, and we build ourselves based on their relationships. And instead of for the longest, I thought my parents never fight.
Okay.
And for the longest, I believed when I get married, I don't want to wife. What did I say?
I don't know.
What did miss and I? And because I'm molding my relationship based on what I see.
Yeah.
But not knowing that these people question they go through the most on their own in their closed environments. So what I'm saying is good. So when us as children or when us as outsiders look at people's relationship, we don't understand the intricacies of what these people fight about, whether they disagree, whether they whatever. We don't understand those things. So it's very difficult for us to comment on what happened in relationship 1 and 2. Is even the kids themselves cannot comment on what happened between their parents because we simply don't know. And
yeah, you are right, but anyway, panyadzi mafaiti imakomana makaita laki dzinzara makarora iri vakadzi vamakatora. I tell you, makatona matorwa ndimi mutone problem. It will never happen. Those ones are angels. All right. Anyway, I don't know if we still have anything to say about this topic on the stereotyping of single mothers. But what I want to say is, if there is a single mother out there, you want to tell us your experience, because the reason why I defend a single mother deserves to be married is good from the nature of my job. I've seen some men that are very unbearable. I've seen men I'll wake up at midnight and take my daughter out of that marriage.
Yeah.
So someone is coming from that experience, and then he's just talking that we are to God, mama boy some category kama kati a widow, a divorcee, and then munu akamitiswa. In mind, don't forget we are to mitiswa probably. I'm asked an experience of my streets is and I salute her for even keeping the child. Because there are some who get married single but 7 abortions because they are clever enough to take it off. Saka we probably akatomborega chimanifesta aneka kuto kakupusa katori nako kekuti akauya marriage tinogona kutozongwara tese. Even for me, a single mother is a single mother, whether a divorcee or a divorcee, a widow, or one or mixed from streets. I still believe kuti they also have a chance out there to find someone who loves them. But because probably of my past experience with life is kuti either marry someone ayarutsa vana vake vainawo, or marry someone who does not have children. Because ukarora ane vana, for me, I feel for men vakarora, and then vaine vana vari kureza vavo vadiki, okufuti vaine mukadzi. Balancing those two things is next to impossible. And then that's where my concern is, because sometimes you will be seeing kuti baba vari kunyatsoda kurwira side remwana, but the bedroom law inozongotonga, saka shiri inozongofa. You get it? So even that's where my point is coming kuti I don't like the people who are stereotyping towards single mothers are not a marriage type. But for me, advice to you single mothers or to whoever wants to marry a single man, in what dana naicho vai mumbo yarutsa vana then mozopinda into the marriage. Or you're single mother, just look for someone akatoyarizodhara, or just look for someone asina vana mozoeda vana on top of what you already have, because even my war is not with the two who are married. My war is with the children. I've seen a lot of children that suffer. Baba na mai vachidanana, baba vachitobva kubasa vachirespectwa, vachigezeswa, vachipfugamirwa, vachibikirwa sadza rezviyo, vachiitwa everything, but the kids are suffering. And the trauma that those kids went through or go through, it will never clear out of their heads. And like I the scenario that we were giving here, Oliver, because I know you guys might say Kanamono inheritance and ambassa and everything, but personally I'm working for my children. They are the main reason why I'm still waking up every day and going to work. And if possible, there's right to go and I gonna do it by the time in Aurora, each and every one of my children, when watch one or something that I'll give them. That's why I'm still going to work. Otherwise, then I'm never when we are now maybe 1 or 2 days a week.
Inheritance something we need to talk about separately.
Yeah, but routing because
only because only because
no, the reason why they pins up is because we've got a scenario and a situation where the children vakasiwa vanga varorwa vatokura vane dzimba dzavo zvavo, but kune vamwe vakanga vatororwa vakura vane dzimba dzavo. If you look at them to the scenario, Samantha was married to Tinashe. Tinashe at one point was the highest paid soccer player in South Africa. Tinashe Nengomashe, which means financially she was even left in a better position than Ava Vaskana. But she still is the one who comes in and takes over everything. So people don't have a problem with Samantha taking over, but they have a problem with Selma and Sandra crying for the world. They didn't cry for it, but I'm simply saying this is what happens when you are living with your father, the mom cards. You are like an orphan. Because you can't go to your dad and then say to your dad, and it was so na mama. No one West. And even if you find your stepmom doing some things that are not good, even if you go and tell your father about that, no one. So you are living in your father's house, but it's not your father's house anymore. You are an orphan in your father's house. That's why I'm against the idea of if you are marrying a man that has got his own kids, probably I would advise kuti mwachitaurana na mai vevana kuti chengetai tokupai zvese zvamuri kuda, but look after the what? The children. But from an African perspective, I should not say. That's my point. Single mothers out there, can we know a story that you want to tell us, or what causes you to be a single mother, so that we can stop stereotyping you? Write into the comment section and come onto the program. We invite you and find a way. This gentleman will be here to fire questions up for you, but we'll invite you and come forward so that you can begin to share your story with us. I don't know if you guys have anything to say. I'll start with you, Kudzi, and then Ali, and then we'll wrap up our program.
All I want to say is this. I honestly believe Kuti single mothers do deserve happiness, do deserve to get married, deserve the best in life. But my message, the thing that I want to say that I would like to emphasize, Kuti, if you're a single mother, please understand where you are, understand what you are. Yeah. So much so that when you come into these relationships and when you come into trying to get married and try to get to know men view single mothers differently than they do people with no children, and that is just a fact. We can argue about it, but it's just a fact. You are now different. So in your difference, now you have somebody else you have to look after, and especially and there's more besides you. There's a child. And if I go into the child, I have heard just recently in the last year, I have had so many single mothers where we had daughters where their daughters abused. I have had so many just in the last year. Yeah. So there's a lot more that comes into being a single mother with a child. Now you have to protect your child. because men out there, men are predators as well.
Protect your child from your husband.
From your husband.
Yeah.
You have to protect your child from your husband as well. So the journey into getting married again, and it becomes very complicated. Because one, you have a child to protect, and two, you having a child to protect, and now you also have a husband you want to please, you want to love, you want all these things. That's two. Three, now you have a situation where you have to choose. The main situation that come where you have to choose between the two, between your child and between your husband. Between your husband.
Yeah.
And also understand that even in all these things, and most men who will come into your life when you have a child and are actually not serious. So the journey to getting to a point of getting married is very complicated. And could also see our point that say does want somebody who is serious, who wants to marry me, want all these things, and so there's a lot more. My point in all of this is saying, if you do become a single mother, you must understand the nature of where you are, because it stops being about just you. It stops being about love. Love becomes, you can only single love is, people now probably think love is the most important thing, but when you're a single mother, love is probably somewhere down there, because now it's about protect, it's about all these things, it's about a lot more other things that come with it. It's about dealing with the baby daddy if he's still alive. Let's get that the levels are different, because a widow is somebody who is a single mother for no fault of their own, and I'll clarify why there's a marriage. Okay. A widow is a single mother who has become a single mother through no fault of her own, she has a husband, they loved each other, the husband died. There's nothing you can do about that. And there's a woman. A woman who was married. The reason why I said better is because this is a woman who was able to be valued to become a wife. In the process of being a wife, or after they had been made a wife, and things didn't work out for whatever reason. Yeah. And it could be because the husband was a labor. It could be because she, for many reasons, abuse, all this other thing. And there's many things that can happen for a marriage not to work. So, but we're identifying the fact that you just did not go out there and just sleep with people and have children and all this thing. And we're identifying that no, you actually went through the process, was picked, became a wife, did things the right way. It just didn't work out. And then the one who was sleeping and got pregnant and did not get married, it means that you have not put a requirement on yourself. Marriage is a requirement for yourself. Okay. So unfortunately, you become that one person who you gave yourself away with no requirement of marriage. So now you are requiring someone else to marry you when you have already given away probably one of the most important things you can ever give to a man. You get what I'm saying? So you've already given away the most important thing you can ever give to a man. You've given it away for free. So now you're asking another man to come and marry you to get that thing that you've already given for free. And so there's levels to being a single mother that I think even if you're a man, if you're looking to marry for all this thing, these people are different. Indeed. So my advice is, if we're really going to single men, and since we're saying it is a lot more complex. There's a lot more things that you have to look into. There's a lot of things that you have to consider if you're going to marry somebody with their own children. You have to consider yourself. Consider that if they have a girl child, you have to consider allegations of abuse. These things happen a lot, and you have to consider protecting yourself. You have to consider there's a lot of things. If you're a young man, if it's a boy that they have, you have to consider that now you have somebody who is challenging you at all times. So there's a lot of things that come, and then. You also have an understanding in terms of choice itself. You're never going to be number one. So you're going to be in a marriage with someone, and you're not going to be their first option. You're not going to be their priority. You're not going to be their whatever. There are always no women who and you're my first priority. Me, I'll have a problem with you. Do you get what I mean? If you're a woman and you're saying I have a child, but it doesn't matter. You will become a first priority. You should have a problem with that woman.
But you know that even when you marry, you don't remember.
Agreed. But then the difference there is that so if I'm not in India and my wife calls me and says, look, today I won't be able to do ABCD. I won't be able to cook because I'm taking our child to swimming or to whatever it is that they do. Do you know what she's doing? She is investing in me.
Okay.
That's what she's doing.
But
you follow my children. She's investing in me. So it doesn't matter. And she can go and do whatever, she can go and be whatever, as long as she is investing in me and my legacy and my inheritance and all these things. That's what she's doing. And so we can forgo that. Because wherever she is, she's still investing in me. Yeah. So nobody. So I'm just saying. So if you're a single man, consider the risks, consider things that come with it, consider all these things. If you're a single woman as well, consider where you're at, and just know that you have to do more. You have to kind of level. You have to. You are at a point where you must lower the whatever to a point where a man who's whatever sees you as an option as well. Okay. That's all I have to say. But
yeah.
Alex, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I think Kudzi has said most of the things in a way. But what I just want to share or say to my single mothers is it's very important for you women to heal, and then you can focus on moving on if you want to move on. But at the same time, you have to understand that your circumstances have changed, your position changed. You are no longer that girl angari single now and all that. So when you are coming in with kids in a marriage, you have to understand with the level at Oceana, and there are some things that you cannot just call my shots. So, and also understand the Rumi are sacrificing a lot when they decide to marry someone with kids, So we are not saying with the single mothers you are bad people, you are this and that. Lawrence with my streets, single mothers are like that. But I guess it's because of experience that men have with single mothers. So when you come as a single mother, you still have these high hopes, you still have my expectations are ridiculous. Ndopa mnozokuya pakuzoiswa kwemu stereotype with single mothers are right, single mothers are like that, single mothers are like that. Because you are not understanding level ramuri pariri. So I guess moving forward, just understand things change in life. Everyone's situation changes in life. You will not always be the same. We're not saying don't prioritize yourselves. Yes, prioritize yourselves, take care of yourselves, do everything, but we're saying now when you meet a man, you have to be humble. You have to understand that men and Monzi's situation it's very complicated because every man's wish is to start their own family, not to join a family like a single mother will bring a family for a man to join and all that. That's not any man's wish. Every man wishes to start their own family. So by my expectations that women have in general as women, that when we hear them, Tiriwa Rume will be like, but why, what is that? What does that even mean? So it makes things even more complicated when it's a single mother having these ridiculous expectations about Yuya and Iwanawaki. So I think moving forward, my single mothers, don't take it to heart with the people view us as wakati. You guys will find love. You guys will find men that will appreciate you. It's very much possible. You can still get married and be happy, but it all starts with your mindset. It all starts with understanding where you are in life and also understanding your partner,
Can you also acknowledge that they messed up? Most of them, to be single mothers, they made a mistake. Yeah. Let's be real. If you're a single mother, you made a mistake somewhere along the way, most of the time. So if you made a mistake, you continue. Acknowledge your mistakes, and after you've acknowledged your mistakes, and after we acknowledge the mistakes, let's be accountable for those mistakes as well.
Exactly. I think it's in every relationship. Once you don't acknowledge where you were wrong, you will never move on in life, because you will always have, I'm going to blame, and it's because of this person that things didn't work. So
I think, guys, let's go back to that's what we need to, as Africans, let's go back to our culture.
We'll talk about that.
Because some of this.
You end up with Papa.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hans na Ali, my single mothers out there, we are not against you getting married, but we are saying heal first, and then once you heal, you can then decide to get married. Kudzvuramoto, but it's well to market Amusiro on top. This was the topic that we were discussing. So I just want to encourage all people out there, please share the video as much as you can on various platforms. And if you have anything that you want to talk about, if you have any experience that you want to talk about, we are here on this program. We'll organize how we can bring you in, and then we'll discuss. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining in, and thank you to Kudzi, and thank you to Ali as well. They are permanent panelists on this program. You will be seeing them so often and much often. You guys have a good time, and I hope you are going to continue and keep on joining us each and every time. Thank you so much. Have a great time.
thank you so much.
Thank
Oh, oh, I am you, my babe. Kutendere muru.